Did you know that less than half of teenagers in the United States say they spend time with their friends in person every day? This striking statistic, revealed by the Pew Research Center, paints a picture of a generation increasingly reliant on digital connections. Gen Z, those born roughly between 1997 and 2012, are growing up in a world saturated by technology. This reality has sparked both intrigue and concern, prompting us to ask, how is this digital immersion shaping their lives, values, and ultimately, our future? Understanding Gen Z is not just about understanding a demographic group, it's about understanding the future. Their values, behaviors, and innovations will shape the world we live in. As they enter adulthood, their perspectives on work, relationships, and societal issues will increasingly influence the trajectory of our communities and institutions. Examining their experiences, both positive and negative, is crucial for building bridges of understanding and creating a more inclusive future. This image, while commonplace, reflects a growing concern about Gen Z's social habits. Are they truly connected, or are they drifting apart, isolated in their digital bubbles? This question lies at the heart of the debate surrounding Gen Z's societal impact. The scrutiny faced by Gen Z is not entirely new. Every generation grapples with stereotypes and criticisms from their predecessors. Millennials, the cohort preceding Gen Z, were often labeled as entitled, narcissistic, and glued to their smartphones. Ironically, many of these same criticisms are now being levied against Gen Z, often with even more fervor. This generational tug-of-war highlights a recurring theme in societal discourse.
Each generation views the next through the lens of its own experiences and values. Millennials, having witnessed the rise of social media and the 2008 recession, may see Gen Z's digital fluency and economic anxieties through a filter of their own coming-of-age experiences. This can lead to misunderstandings and generalizations that fail to capture the nuances of each generation's unique challenges and triumphs.
The comparison illustrated here underscores the cyclical nature of generational critique. It is essential to recognize these patterns and engage in more nuanced conversations that move beyond simplistic labels and acknowledge the diversity of experiences within each generation. Gen Z is the first generation to have never known a world without the internet. Their upbringing has been steeped in technology, with smartphones, social media, and instant communication being integral parts of their lives. This digital fluency has undoubtedly shaped their worldview, influencing their communication styles, learning habits, and even their perceptions of reality.
Growing up in the shadow of events like 9/11, the 2008 recession, and the rise of social media has also left its mark. They have witnessed economic uncertainty, political polarization, and the pervasive nature of online information, both accurate and misleading. These experiences have fostered a sense of pragmatism and a desire for authenticity, leading many to prioritize social justice, mental health awareness, and environmental sustainability.
This visual representation captures the multifaceted nature of Gen Z's digital landscape. It's not just about entertainment and social connection, it's also a space for creativity, activism, and self-expression. Understanding this digital fluency is key to understanding Gen Z's perspectives and priorities. In recent years, a provocative narrative has emerged, declaring Gen Z is over. This claim, often fueled by viral trends and social media pronouncements, suggests that Gen Z is somehow passé, replaced by a new, yet-to-be-defined cohort. This notion, while simplistic, taps into a broader anxiety about generational shifts and the perceived decline of certain values or behaviors.
The Gen Z is over narrative often points to trends like the perceived decline of skinny jeans, the embrace of Y2K fashion, or the rise of new social media platforms. These cultural shifts, while indicative of evolving tastes and preferences, are hardly indicators of a generation's demise. Instead, they reflect the natural evolution of trends driven by creativity, self-expression, and the cyclical nature of fashion and popular culture.
This type of online proclamation, while attention-grabbing, often lacks depth and nuance. It's essential to critically evaluate such pronouncements and remember that generational shifts are complex processes that extend far beyond fleeting trends. Section 5. The entitlement myth. Are they spoiled or just vocal? One of the most persistent criticisms leveled against Gen Z is the accusation of entitlement. Critics argue that they are spoiled, demanding, and lack the work ethic of previous generations.
This perception is often fueled by stereotypes of young people glued to their phones, expecting instant gratification, and prioritizing passion projects over traditional career paths.
While it's true that Gen Z has grown up with access to information and opportunities unimaginable to previous generations, this doesn't necessarily translate to entitlement.
Their digital fluency has empowered them to be more vocal, advocating for causes they believe in and demanding transparency from institutions and individuals in positions of power.
This outspokenness, often misconstrued as entitlement, can also be seen as a form of civic engagement and a desire to hold those in power accountable.
This juxtaposition highlights the contrasting perceptions of Gen Z's activism. While some may view their outspokenness as a sign of entitlement, others see it as a form of courage and a commitment to creating a more just and equitable world.
Section 6. Digital Resilience, Navigating a New World. Growing up in a hyper-connected world has come with its own set of challenges for Gen Z. Cyberbullying, online safety concerns, and the constant pressure to maintain a curated online persona have added layers of complexity to their lives.
However, these challenges have also fostered a unique form of resilience, forcing them to develop coping mechanisms and navigate the digital landscape with a discerning eye.
Gen Z has witnessed firsthand the potential for both harm and good that exists online. They have seen the dark side of social media, from cyberbullying to the spread of misinformation, but they have also witnessed its power to connect, mobilize, and amplify marginalized voices.
This duality has fostered a sense of digital citizenship, encouraging them to use their online platforms to advocate for change, challenge injustice, and create communities of support.
This visual representation captures the duality of Gen Z's online experiences. They navigate both the toxicity and the support that exist in the digital realm, developing resilience and a nuanced understanding of the complexities of online interactions. This visual representation highlights the multifaceted nature of Gen Z's contributions. They are not defined by a single stereotype but by their diverse talents, passions, and commitment to creating a better future. Their commitment to social justice, environmental sustainability, and mental health awareness is shaping conversations and driving change across various sectors. Gen Z is also the most diverse generation in history. They are more accepting of differences, challenging traditional norms, and advocating for a more inclusive and equitable society. They are digital natives who are using their tech skills to innovate in fields like technology, healthcare, and sustainable living. Section 7. Beyond the stereotypes, the power of Gen Z. Despite the criticisms and challenges they face, Gen Z is a generation brimming with potential. They are creative, entrepreneurial, and deeply committed to making a positive impact on the world. Section 8. Bridging the Gap, a Call for Understanding. The narrative surrounding Gen Z is complex and often contradictory. They are simultaneously praised for their activism and criticized for their online habits. They are labeled as both entitled and entrepreneurial.
This duality highlights the need for more nuanced conversations about generational differences, moving beyond simplistic labels and acknowledging the diversity of experiences within each cohort.
Understanding Gen Z is not about condoning or condemning their every action. It's about fostering empathy, recognizing their challenges, and appreciating their unique contributions.
It's about bridging the generational divide through open dialogue, active listening, and a willingness to challenge our own assumptions.
This image represents the kind of intergenerational dialogue that is crucial for fostering understanding and breaking down stereotypes. It's about creating spaces where different perspectives can be shared and valued.